everyone, today I'm going to be working on this picture here. This is from Worlds of Wonder by Johanna Basford. Now you can see I've started working on it already. I've decided that this looks a bit like Sleeping Beauty's castle when she's trapped inside by magic, and I wanted it to look quite dark and foreboding, so I've started that sort of theme. I thought it was quite fun. But what I'm going to do is do a little moon here, and I thought I would just show you how I was going to do it. So I'm just going to zoom in. It's a bit of a funny angle. I'm just going to pull it down. Now my idea is to put the moon about here. So I've got this circle tool, which I've nicked off my husband. He's not here, he won't know. And I'm going to put the moon there. No, there. Okay. Now the background here has already been done in 2 layers of Polychromos, Faber Castell, a warm grey, it was the warm grey 5, and then a bit of sepia on top, and to make these sort of extra dark areas. Now obviously I've now decided I want a moon here, so I need to go over it a little bit, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm trying to choose the right size circle. I don't want it too big or too small, so I think that one is for me. Obviously this has got lots of different sizes. You could have it like that and half obscured by the building, but I've decided it's going to be a bit easier if I can see the whole thing. Now for my moon, I want it to look like it's obscured by the clouds, so it's not going to be a really bright moon, or else I would just get my Posca pen and do a white moon. So it's going to be sort of slightly muted colour. Now what I've done with this tool here is I've lined it up with a page at the top. There's a, let me slide it down, there's a sort of, I've tried to make it parallel with the top of the page so my circle looks roughly right, and I'm just going to use my black pencil to draw the circle, and I'm not going to do it massively hard, just give an outline. There we go. Now this, if you don't have one of these tools, you could use anything round you've got, a tape, sellotape type thing, or a coin, anything like that. I just prefer this because I can't hold things straight very well, so with these there's a lot to hold on to keep it straight. So my next job is my warm grey 1, and I'm going to colour the inside of this to lighten up this area that I've already coloured. Now I'm not sure if this is going to work. It's smudging the pencil that I've done. It's lightening it up just a little bit. I think I'm going to need a decent white on top. As I say, I don't want it really white. You could just go over with a Posca pen if you want that, but I want it to look like it's behind the clouds a bit. I think it'll give it more of a spooky look. So I'm going to grab one of my Caran d'Ache pencils. I'm trying to find it. That's a blending pencil. That's not what I want. Here we go. I've lost one of my whites, which isn't good. This is the Illuminance. This is the Titanium Buff, which is very white, and I think it's a slightly grey white. So I think it will be better. Now you could use any white pencil for this, but some are much better than others. So as far as I'm aware, having not tried it, the Prismacolor whites are very good for this, laying on top. The Derwent Lightfast I think are probably quite good as well. And so we get a sort of smudgy moon type effect here. Now we've got all this, we've got the black circle, we want that to disappear now, we don't want that around it. So I'm going to go back to my black, and I'm going to go around the edge of this a bit with the black. Now you see I'm coming over the edge, it's not smooth. I don't mind if it's slightly uncircular, partly because my style's quite rough and messy anyway, so it doesn't matter. Partly because I think it looks a little bit better like that. And we can always take some cloud white over the moon as well. So there is that look. But now if we zoom out just a bit, whoops, wrong way, sorry, it looks a little bit odd because we've got no other black bits of cloud elsewhere. So I'm going to have to go over the rest with bits of black. So I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to choose little areas to do darker bits of cloud to make it balance it out. Some of it here is going to go behind the building so it looks a bit more natural. I did want to darken the sky a little bit anyway because I felt it looked a little bit too pale. I want the building to be slightly lighter than the sky. Now I'm thinking that this is too smooth now, so I'm going to get a warm grey. I think I'm going to go for the 5 and just go over it with some strokes to try and tone it down a little bit, make it look a bit less smoothed out. I think it looks a bit more mysterious as well, and it takes that edge away as well, that harsh edge which I wasn't very keen on. That bit's a bit pale there. There we go. There, I like that. Now I'm going to fiddle around more with this background, probably adding some more of this slightly lighter grey just to darken it up a lot more, because then we'll get a bit more contrast with that moon. I think it'll be fun. It was a little, I did the background first and then I decided what I was doing with the building, and I feel now it needed a bit more, needs to be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to work round it, darkening up in places. And I might even add a bit more to that moon with the black, just to, particularly on the edges, just to rough it up a bit, because as I say, it looks a bit smooth. I want to make it look as if there's some cloud over it. There we are. And now I'm going to zoom out a bit more so you can see. So there's my moon sort of background. As I say, I think this black probably needs to be taken a bit more through. Darken up quite a few bit of the areas a bit more. And you notice I'm doing quite a stripy pattern. I think that looks a little bit more realistic, like there's sort of wisps of cloud across the sky. So I was thinking of incorporating a bit of lightning to make it really scary, but I didn't. I was a bit not daring enough to do that because I was thinking about would have to be a gel pen. It's a bit permanent. I know, I always know with a pencil background, if it all goes horribly wrong, I can just go over it in a white pen, or a black pen, I mean, sorry. So that's what makes me a bit braver with certain backgrounds, is that I know that I can just go over it if I ruin it. And I have done that before. I tried drawing in some fairy lights around a poinsettia picture and it looked absolutely rubbish. I looked at, Chris Cheng had done it on one of her amazing tutorials. I didn't watch the tutorial, I just looked at the picture and tried to copy it. Oh my, it was not good, shall we say. So I went over it in a gold pen. Looked a lot better. So that sort of serves me right, I guess, for trying to guess and not do the tutorial. So I'm just going to put this sort of liney, cloudy effect through the whole page, or else it's going to look a little bit odd if it doesn't go all the way down to the ground, I think. Oops, we're overlapping the building. I'm going to rub that off because I don't want my building looking like that. So that's another joy with using pencils, is you can just grab your rubber. I have got a little bit of grey drawn on that building already, which you probably can't see. Now I'm going to more carefully do that. There we go. So that's that. I might this isn't by any means finished. It's page. Obviously I've got a lot more to do on the building. I might darken up those trees as well. I think they're looking a little bit too light in colour, so I might add some more intense green to that. But that's how it's going so far. So I hope that was useful. I hope that gave you a little idea of something a bit different to do. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy colouring.